What's up YouTube? This is Voodoo8648 back with another quick automotive video review. Today I'm going to be talking about my 1998 Subaru Legacy Limited GT. First up, I apologize for any lack of editing or lack of video quality. I'm making this video in a hurry. The car is for sale and a potential buyer asked me to do a walk around and virtual test drive of the car for him. I guess he's a little bit of a distance away, so this may be the only opportunity that I get to make this video and put it out to my viewers. So this video will serve as both a virtual test drive and an unbiased car review. I'm going to start off by pointing out the driver's side front fender here. The fender is off. I guess it was in a minor fender bender. The hood and everything is all straight. What gives it its gapping appearance here is because the fender is off a little bit. So again, this is my personal vehicle. Please look past that. So I'm going to begin with drivetrain. This car comes packed with an absolutely bulletproof 165 horsepower, 2.5 liter boxer 4-cylinder engine mated to a very smooth shifting 5-speed manual gearbox. The car itself gets relatively decent EPA specs for what it is, being all-wheel drive. I believe that the manufacturer states 19 miles a gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. Aesthetically, I like this model Subaru over the Impreza, particularly the ass end. I don't know what attracts me about it, but I'm not too fond of the front end of the vehicle, but the rear of the vehicle is just kind of cool. Having drove a 98 Impreza automatic all winter long last year, and we had a very harsh winter, and I drove it in snow up to 2 feet high, and that Impreza was just an absolute tank and unstoppable in the snow. I drove about 45 miles each way to work and back every day last year. And I expect that this car to fall nothing short of my expectations. So let's have a look at the interior. The limited model comes packed and loaded with power everything, including power leather seats, power windows, power locks, power mirrors, cruise control, and a sunroof. The leather seats feel very comfortable. You know, I want to make this video as unbiased as I can, so you know, I'd like to point out any flaws about it, but I'm having a hard time coming up with any. I've had a lot of cars. The Subaru Impreza was the best winter driver that I've ever had. This car feels even more solid than the Impreza. It just feels like a tank, and there's no other way to describe it. Let's see if I can turn it. One thing I want to point out for my potential buyers is the ABS light comes on and off, and I've tested the functionality of anti-lock brakes, and I can confirm that when the light is on, the ABS light, when it's on, ABS does not work. When the light is off, ABS does work. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind when driving in the snow if the light's on. Let me open the trunk. Give you a look on the inside of the trunk. Give you an idea of how much capacity this trunk really has. Next, let's pop the hood. Check out underneath there. I'm going to try to do this one-handed, guys. Forgive me. how about we take this thing for a test drive? One other thing I want to mention before we take off here is we've already gone through some really cold weather this year, and it's not even in the dead middle of winter yet, but we've had weathered temperatures down to like 5 degrees, and this heating system, I find I need to actually turn it down. It's kind of amazing. Probably the best heating system I've experienced. Turn the lights on. Brakes are in great condition. It stops very well. No grinding. No squeaking. The suspension is very tight. No suspension noise or anything like that. Car shift's super smooth. Hands off the wheel. Great alignment. Ever so slight pull to the left. Rides great over bumps. There's no shaking in the steering wheel or in the car anywhere at interstate speeds, nothing like that. The air conditioning does work. And we'll skip past this red light. Pull a U-turn here, and I'll give you kind of an idea of the acceleration of this. Not to be abusing the car or anything, but it is a Subaru. And by the way, I'm doing this one-handed, so understand that. And down to fifth. One other thing to note is the check engine light never does come on, so the only warning light that comes on is that ABS light. Excuse me. This is not the best road in terms of the potholes and stuff, as you can probably see in the video, but you know, it does great over bumps. There's no suspension noise or anything to be concerned about. There are no mechanical issues that anyone's going to have to be concerned of in the foreseeable future. Obviously, I can't warrant that on a used vehicle, but I don't foresee anything coming up. For the money, I would give this an A+. It's pretty much the biggest bang for the buck that a person can get for the money in terms of capability in the snow, four-wheel drive, leather seats, you know, luxury options that were available in the late 90s, sunroof, power seats, power everything else. One last thing to note is the radio does work, but whenever you're operating the controls, you actually have to push it in. The radio does work, you just have to push it in like that. This was done in the last minute, very quickly. Wanted to get the video out there. I think it's a great car, and I'm not just saying that because I want to sell the car. I'm saying that because it's a matter of fact. Look for a review of my 1998 Acura Integra GS, as well as a 2003 Nissan Murano. coming up very shortly in the near future. Thanks for tuning in, and please subscribe to my channel.